Parmeshwari has come. Dear Acharya Ji, Pranam. Pranam Parmeshwari. So far I have asked so many questions, and patiently you have answered all. I have made sincere efforts to walk in the direction shown by you as much as possible. Now no question bugs me except the same old one. What do I do to go to God's place? Whatever I do seems to increase the restlessness and thirst. I feel as if I am somewhere hanging between the earth and the sky. Sorry to be a laggard student troubling you always. With love and gratitude, Parmeshwari. You're asking Parmeshwari, what do I do to go to God's place? God does not have any place. You have a place. God has no place. Right? When the saints talk of God's abode or God's country, they don't literally mean it, do they? Alright. So, God has no place. Specifically, God has no particular place. Which means these places that you see all around you are all God's places potentially. Potentially every place is God's place, provided the one living in that place, the one at the center of that place, is godly. You will have to work in this earth, upon this earth, with godliness in your heart, and then this earth itself will be God's place. With godliness in your heart, Parmeshwari, work on this earth, and then you will find that God's territory is here. But work you must. Otherwise, the potentiality will remain just potentiality. Earth will just remain potentially God's place, not actually. A lot of hard work is needed. Not so much to change the earth, but first of all to change yourself. If you are changing parallelly, concurrently, you will start seeing a change in the earth. The more your inner self becomes godly, the more this earth will appear to you godly, like God's place. Work. You must know what the characteristics of godliness are, right? You know of Sat Chit Anand. So you see around you. When I say around you, I mean in the physical territory around you. Whether there is Sat, where there is Chit, whether there is Anand, and if there is not, work. Work hard to bring these about. You know the characteristics of godliness. You know of freedom, you know of truth, you know of simplicity. You know of love, you know of non-violence. Look at the world around you. Do you find these prevailing? If not, then work very hard to bring them to earth. This very earth, I said, can be hell, or potentially it can be God's place, heaven. Depends on you. But then don't be confused. When I say change the earth, I repeat that the change that you see in the earth would always be commensurate with the change that is happening inside you. Okay. Work. Wherever you see filth, wherever you see darkness, that's where your work lies. Fight it, dispel it. There is no other way. Darkness is what is shrouding the light. Man believes so much in his own places that he is missing God's place. You cannot reach God's place by avoiding the earth or escaping the earth. There is no vehicle to launch you into the outer space. God does not live elsewhere. Either he would be here or nowhere. And you'll have to dig him out here. Work is needed. You'll have to carve him out here. Work is needed. God potentially exists here. It's like stones potentially exist here. But the deity has to be carved out. Work is needed. Cleanliness potentially exists even in the filthiest of places, doesn't it? But the filth has to be broomed out. So work is needed.
Acharya, in the free arts camp, we were reading Ashtavakra Gita. So in the same page, like two things were there. Like one page it was written sadhana needs to be done. And another page it was written you are already arrived. So there was confusion. So
Sadhana needs to be done to reach a stage where you can see that you have already arrived. Without sadhana, you will never know that you have already arrived. Without sadhana, are you ever in rest? The common man undertakes no sadhana. How is he? Restless. Does he ever believe that he has finally, ultimately, irrevocably arrived? So, the faith that one has arrived is not really common among human beings. What is usual and common? That we have not arrived. This belief. What do you usually find among human beings? The belief that one has not arrived and that there is a fair distance to go. Sadhana is needed to rid oneself of this misplaced and painful belief.